What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. It's time for another Midday Monologue Monday, my friends. This is a series where I'm talking about something that has to do with tabletop gaming. Now this one, I'm going back to talking about one of my favorite games here on the shelves. It's right above my shoulder, right over there. That's Marvel Champions. Now this is a great game. It's a fun game, but it is huge now. It has grown so big, I thought maybe it'd be about time for me to do a sort of buyer's guide in case you're just thinking about jumping into this deep pool already. Don't worry, I got you covered. Watch the video and you'll find out everything you need to know to make your decisions about how, what, and why you're getting first. All right, let's go down to the table and talk about this. The Marvel Universe itself is a very large sandbox, my friends, and it is fitting that the card game is becoming as equally large of a sandbox. So if you're just thinking about jumping into Marvel Champions, the card game, wow, there's a lot of stuff for you to consider. But on the other hand, don't think of it as overwhelming, because this way you get the opportunity to do something no one else was able to do up to this point, and you can pick and choose. You can definitely pick and choose your battlefield, so to speak, and your warriors, and then not have to worry about getting everything. Unless you're a completionist like me, and you want the Marvel Champions, the card game, to be part of that completionist experience, in which case you don't need a buyer's guide, just go buy everything. But now let's start with the most obvious thing. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to start with the core box. As of right now, there's only one core box. I say that with anticipation that perhaps, just maybe, the Fantastic Four will be a new core box. So we can get all four of the family member in at once. But I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit there. Actually, maybe I'm not. I don't know. This is being filmed about 2.5, 3 months before it actually drops. So who knows what announcement Fantasy Flight Games may have made already concerning the upcoming expansion boxes and stuff. But anyway, start with the core box. Start with the core box. Obviously, you have to do that. And it does come with amazing heroes and some really great villains. And you're going to learn to play the game, I think, fairly easily if you follow step by step, and start with, like, Rhino. Don't jump right into Ultron there. Not even Claw. Start, learn, because they are set up that way, that each one of them is going to be a little bit more of a learning experience than the previous one was. So start right there. But after that, that's where the big question is. What are you going to get? How are you going to make your attack, so to speak, on all these games? Well, there are a few expansion boxes out. There are hero packs, individual hero card deck packs out, and there are some scenario packs of villains. So where do you want to start? I say let's start with the primary stuff. Okay, let's start with the main primary Fantasy Flight Games expansions, scenarios, and hero packs. Now, at the time of this filming, there are currently 5 expansion packs. You can see them right up there. There are 5 expansion packs that are currently available for the Marvel Champions card game. And the order that they came out in is Rise of the Red Skull, Galaxy's Most Wanted, Shadow of the Mad Titan, then it was Sinister Motives, and then Mutant Genesis. That's the order that those came out in. And each one of them is bringing a new and different set of heroes and villains and scenarios all to the game. In between, I'm going to get to them in a moment. In between each of the big box expansions that come out, There are the hero packs between five and six usually will be coming out to help support that particular scenario pack. There'll be some sort of tie-in with it. They'll be part of the same family of comic line, if you understand what I'm saying. You're going to see an understanding, like, oh yeah, of course, of course this character is coming out now after the expansion pack. It'll be that kind of feeling that you're going to get. Before we jump into the expansion packs, let's take a look at the scenario packs first. These are scenario packs are like your just like 2 or 3 issues of a comic book, while the big expansion boxes are more like full-blown multi-issue graphic novels, I guess, if you want to put it in a Marvel way. So why don't we take a look at some of the scenario packs first? Now, I'll tell you right now, there are differences in playability with them in a sense. Some of them are a little bit tougher than others. But honestly, I think it comes down to your experience, really. Your how you thematically see this character, your comic adventure. That's what this is a comic adventure. I think that means more than just trying to bulldoze your way through what everyone else is telling you is just the best and you should play this one. I say get the entire experience, my friends. Get all of them. So it really depends on where you're going, so to speak. Because you can very easily string a whole bunch of villains and scenarios together and make your own graphic novel, kind of, so to speak. So let's take a look. The first one, and I'm going to do this in order that they came out in currently, anyway. And the first one then is Green Goblin. And this is really interesting because it has 2 scenario packs in it. Actually, it's 2 different scenarios. It's one with Norman Osborn basically as a businessman trying to take over Stark Enterprises. And the other one is his Green Goblin form, where he's trying to turn everyone into the city into goblins, little maniacs, little goblin minions. Which is really interesting that they do this because Osborn is a villain both as the businessman Osborn and as the Green Goblin. So to have 2 scenarios, one of each, I think was really fitting. If you're a really big Spider-Man fan and you're looking to do a sort of Spideyverse in this game, which it is easy to do, says the Sinister Motive expansion. But if you're looking to do that, then you definitely are going to want the Green Goblin. How can you have a Spider-Man campaign or game and not have the Green Goblin involved somehow? Now, after that, the Wrecking Crew came out. Traditionally, Thor villains, but you could use them for any hero combination that you want. They do a very good job, I think. I say they, I mean the creators of the game. They did a really good job of having to deal with 4. The Wrecking Crew is 4, sometimes 5. I know, don't get me started on that. Basically, the core, the originals, the OG. We're talking a 4-member team here. And that's what it is. You're fighting all 4 members at the same time. And they're each doing their own stuff. They each got their own cards. And it really does feel like you're being bum rush attacked by it. It does a great job of capturing that feeling. There are other instances later down the road with other expansions where you are fighting like 2 at a time. So it does carry over and it learns everything from this game system and how they set up the Wrecking Crew. So the Wrecking Crew, I think, is an important scenario pack to get. But again, remember, this is all your money. I'm not trying to spend your money for you. I'm just giving you some opinions of my own after years of so many dozens of playthroughs of this game. That's all it is. It's your wallet. It's your money. Do what you want to do. Now, there's also after that, there was Kang, the Kang scenario pack. Timing wise, I think that's a must, right? We're revving up for Kang in the movies and the Disney Plus shows, so maybe the timing is perfect on this. But this is really interesting because you have to fight multiple Kangs in multiple realities by yourself. Yeah, Kang divides the team in this scenario deck, and that's really interesting. The first time, and no, I think Mojo Mania does that too. But one of the very few times that they do that, actually, take the party and separate them. And that does have an impact. Now, the Hood is all about street violence, street gangs. It does a great job of pulling together a lot of villains that either haven't been used since the core box. Yeah, there's a few of the OG core box villains making a return here, as well as new villains that haven't been in the game yet, but aren't new as far as Marvel goes. This is a great way to get them in the Marvel Champions, the card game universe, is through the use of the Hood and his campaign scenario. And I think you're going to be thankful for that. It does. It's going to deliver a lot of villains for you to be able to use in other potential games that you want to put together. Now, Mojo Mania, the final one as of the time of this recording, that is out. And this one, again, it divides the party. It does a good job of doing that. And it really does make you feel helpless in a lot of these situations. You're from your other heroes, your companions, your teammates. You're not even in your own home universe dimension anymore. It does have similarities to Kang, taking you through time. But that's where it really ends, the similarities between these two. They're otherwise two completely different games. And if you're an X fan, there's not a lot of X-specific villains out there for the game system right now. So this is going to be a definite. If you're buying the Champions of the card game system and really wanting to delve into the mutants, and you're getting Mutant Genesis along with the core game, and you just want to mutant it all out, I'm just letting you know up front, there's not a lot out right now. So I want to take a look back and see what else is available. They have mats available. Now, I know a lot of games sell mats on the side. They'll help you figure out the best layout for cards and everything on the table. A lot of times it doesn't really feel like it's worth it. And I got to say that thematically alone, just the art on these has always made me feel more like I'm in a comic book. It does a beautiful job of doing that. At least with the original mats. They have new ones out that are more artsy but less artistic, if you know what I mean. And I'm really digging those too much. But they have a good series of mats that are out. You've been seeing some of them while I've been talking. And they're fun. It's nice to dress the table up that way. So it helps you think of the game a little bit deeper, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it just looks good. It looks good. You be the judge. You've been seeing some of the pictures I've been throwing up here, and make your own decisions on that. But at the very least, see, before I got really all out on getting all those mats, my original idea was just that first core box mat, the blue mat, and then a mat for each of my favorite heroes, which at the time was Hulk and Doctor Strange, still is. But then more things happen. I ended up getting more mats, and now next thing I know, I kind of have all from that series. Except the Thor. The Thor was supposed to come out and it never did. I'm really pissed about that. I really am. So yeah, you're going to want to take a look at the mats, maybe. Something else you might want to buy for the game. Maybe you probably don't want to go crazy like me. And you're probably going to want to just get a few core ones, maybe the core box one, and maybe a couple of your favorite heroes. Now, besides the expansions, the cards, the boxes, and everything I've been mentioning right now, the mats, there are some things that are not published by Fantasy Flight Games that I have found are very needed for this game. Very appreciated that I do have these. So we're going to look at some tertiary, third-party stuff. Mostly you can find on Etsy. This is where I think I found everything I'm about to talk to. About right now, I think I've pretty much found on Etsy, except for the sleeves. The sleeves I got on Amazon, Sleeve Kings, King Sleeves, something like that. They're only like $2.50 for a pack of like 110 of them, and I haven't had a problem with any of those sleeves yet. They're not the most expensive ones out there. I thought maybe they would split, but no, they're lasting really, really well. I'm liking those. So yeah, the sleeves, I'm not a sleever. I never really have been a sleever. Look at all these things I have behind me. Look at all these damn boxes and games and cards and everything. If I was sleeving everything, you think this is coming close to put me in the poorhouse? That definitely would. But for Marvel, I made an exception because I knew that I was going to be growing this game continuously because I wanted to play it a lot. And that's why I'm sleeving this. But sleeve what you want to sleeve is what I'm saying. Just because I'm telling you I'm sleeving this doesn't mean you got to go sleeve every damn card you have. No, that's going to be too expensive. Just find 1 or 2 games that have cards that you're going to be playing a lot. And that's the game or 2 that you should invest sleeves in, I think. I know. Some people just like to sleeve everything, and that's cool too. Now, besides the sleeves, the game, the core box game, and you'll see this when you get it, it comes with the most unimaginative piece of shizer red inlay tray thing, which apparently they put thought and energy into, and they really thought this was going to be appreciated by us. I know it wasn't appreciated by me, and nobody else I know that has the game appreciated it. It was crap. Threw it out, and for the first time did something I'd never done before. Although it's a popular thing to do, I hadn't done it before, and I had gone to look for an inlay tray. There are companies out there that they only exist to make trays for these games so you can better organize them. And that's what I did. I said, I'm never going to play this game. When I first got this core box and I saw how I'm supposed to use that for the cards and collecting everything and didn't even have dividers or anything, no, I said, I'm never going to play this. I'm telling you right now, I will never play this card game. And that pissed me off because I really wanted to play the card game. So yeah, on Etsy, for the core one, I can't remember the name of who it is. I'll put it up here. But I used one which was wood. You had to glue it and build it yourself. I'm not very good at that. Didn't really like it. It works fine. I just didn't like it as far as my production value of it goes. So after that, I found this other company that 3D prints it in plastic. So for all the expansion boxes, the smaller ones, I've been using that. Why I haven't changed it out yet is because I don't want to throw it out. I don't want to throw out the wooden divider inlay box that I have because I kind of think that's a waste. If one day I get a box the same size, that's a card game. Then I will take the wooden one out of the core box, put it in that new card game, and then order the plastic so that they all match. But yeah, in every single one of these games, I have plastic pre-made card holders in there. And then another company does one of them is Tesseract Games. The Tesseract Games does the dividers, and I got the dividers from them. Prince Certs does the inlay collection boxes for your cards that I use. There's other companies that do this too, but then I found the Prince Certs for the dividers. So right there, I was like, okay, if I can divide the cards out, and the box can adequately hold them together, so I'm not fishing through individual cards willy-nilly in the box. I said, I can play this game. I can. And I did. And I have a lot. A hell of a lot. So much so, I think people are getting sick and tired of watching me play it online. But 90% of the games I play, game time, maybe 75, 80% of game time is all camera time. So, games I want to play a lot, I got to play on camera a lot. Sorry. But yeah, so those things all came together, and that's how I not only built my collection, but what I put into my collection. For me, I'm a completionist. If I wasn't a completionist, I would probably not be getting the mutant stuff. I like mutants. I've collected their comics. The cartoon show was great. But compared to Spidey, the Hulk, and the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Defenders, I'm never really big of an X guy, Maybe I'd get Wolverine. He was cool, right? But that would have been it. I wouldn't have got the box or anything for it. So you have to find out for yourself, know thyself until thy own self be true. What is it you want out of the Marvel Champions, the card game? I've laid out for you everything there is by the company out for it at the time of this filming, and some cool tertiary things from third parties involved in Etsy stuff. So that's what you have to do. You have to figure out what it is you want out of the Marvel Champions of the game, the card game, and then that's how you're going to know what you're attacking. That's what I mean. Your wallet is making an attack on all these buys. What you want to buy, and you know the order. But it's really, the game system is huge. Unless you have a silly amount of money to throw away, you're not getting everything all at once. So pick and choose your battles, both on the wallet and on the table. So that's what I have to think about, a buyer's guide, so to speak, for Marvel Champions, the card game. I'm your buddy Big Giant G for Two Gun Pixel presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here.